As I've gone on my own personal healing journey of breaking the cycle of bad relationships, the way I chose partners has completely changed. Back when I was in my late teens and early 20s, I wasn't thinking as deeply as I do now about relationships. And so the things that I was looking for back then that helped me to figure out if someone was right for me or not were so different. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. How I chose partners back then that didn't work out, that got me into toxic relationships, versus how I choose partners now. How that change helped me to get into this healthy relationship that I'm currently in. If you're new to my channel here, welcome. My name is Lindsay, and I am the Real Love Alchemist, and I help you go from bad relationships to real love with the magic of subconscious work. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, or you'd like to take one of my courses, click on the link in the description here. All right, so let's get into it. What was I doing back then when I was younger that got me into toxic relationships? I really was not thinking that much about this process. I was mainly going by my feelings and whether I was attracted to someone or not. I made a list here. These are the things that I was looking for in a partner in the order of importance for me at the time. So number one was, do I like them? Looking back at this list now, it's kind of embarrassing. That's mostly what I was looking for. Do I simply like this person? Now, it's not that now I don't think about that. I definitely do think about that. But really, I was just looking for strong feelings for someone. Did I get excited around this person? Did I like spending time with them? That was pretty much the main qualification for, is this the right person for me? Do I really like them? The second thing on my list back then, almost as important as the first one, was, am I attracted to them? So I was looking for whether I liked someone, you know, those good feelings you get when you're around someone, but also, am I drawn to them? Am I pulled toward them in a romantic, sexual way? So again, I wasn't thinking very deeply about this. I wanted to go with the partner who I felt the most attracted to, the person who I felt the most drawn to, and that got me into a lot of bad relationships. The next thing on my list, number 3, do I like spending time with them? So as you can see here, this was not very deep. I was just looking for someone who I enjoyed being with, who I had fun with, who I felt good around, who made me laugh. Like, did I like the time that I spent with them? And that's it, you guys. That's the end of the list. There wasn't much more to it than that. Now, if you would have asked me at the time what I had been looking for, I would have said, you know, I'm someone that I love, someone who I feel a deep connection with. But if I was really honest with myself, it was just these things. It was these 3 things that were the most important to me at that time. I was primarily making decisions based on how much I liked this person and how attracted I was to them. And this is what I did for many years. I primarily went by my feelings and my attraction for someone. And when you do that, as you probably know if you're here watching this channel, that can often lead you into some not so great situations, into some unhealthy relationship dynamics. Because often the people who we're most physically attracted to immediately right away are not the best partners for us. They can be triggering familiar dynamics, familiar painful dynamics, but they can also just be generally not so great partners. An example of this is people who are narcissistic. They can be really attractive and they can be super charming and they can make you feel a lot of things, but ultimately they make bad relationship partners. So me going by these things, not good. This is what I had to shift. Now, when I'm choosing partners, the attraction piece is just a small part of the overall dynamic that I'm assessing. Here's how I figure out if someone is right for me. Now, I made another list. Number 1, do we have the same values? So by this I mean, are we looking for the same things out of a relationship? Super basic here. Do we both want to be in a committed relationship? Are we both ready to settle down? Do we want kids or not? How do we like to live our life? Are we people who are interested in traveling more, or do we want to stay in one place for the rest of our lives? Do we have similar values when it comes to finances and how we want to spend our money and save our money? Do we have the same core values like personal growth and learning how to communicate well and resolve conflict in a healthy way? These are the things I'm looking for now. Compatibility. The second most important thing I'm looking for these days when I'm choosing a partner. Do they treat me well? I'm not just looking for attraction here, and I'm also not just looking at us sharing the same values. I want to know, is this person treating me well? Do I feel good in their presence? Do I feel like this person respects me and cares about me and is considerate and kind? Do they have empathy for me and the things that I go through, for my situation? Do I feel like a priority to them? Like, do I feel like they really want to be here in this relationship? Do I feel like I'm important to them? All of these are things that I'm assessing now that I'm older and now that I am breaking the cycle of bad relationships. And with this one, I know this kind of sounds obvious, but are they generally just nice to me? Like, I kind of forgot about that when I was younger. I didn't really think of looking for that, but that is what I look for now. Like, does this person just treat me well? Are they just basically generally nice to me? The third most important thing I look for in a partner now is, do I feel like the best version of myself around them? This is a really big one because that's the difference between a toxic relationship and a healthy relationship. A toxic relationship brings out the worst in you. You feel anxious, you feel needy, you feel insecure, you feel sad all the time. Not good. A healthy relationship brings out the best in you. And I can truly say that I feel like that in my current relationship. I feel like the best version of myself. This relationship helps me thrive. It helps me to literally be here right now, making this video for you, talking to you. That's what I look for now. Does this person lift me up, inspire me? Is my life better now that I'm with this person, or is it not? Is it harder? Do I now have more stress in my life, even though maybe there's some good times in there? That's the difference. The next thing on my list, number 4, do I enjoy my time with this person? That hasn't changed that much from when I was younger. It's still really important for me to assess whether I like hanging around this person. Because someone could be really good on paper, they can say all the right things, they can do the right things, but if there's just not that like basic compatibility, or we can even call it chemistry, like just a very basic chemistry of liking the time that you spend with this person, not gonna work long term. So I am looking for that. I am looking for someone who I just really get along with and just like, I enjoy them. This list keeps going. Number 5 thing that I'm looking for now is, do I feel safe and secure with this person? Back when I was in toxic relationships, I did not feel very safe and secure. I didn't realize that that was something that I should be looking for. So now I'm very aware of checking in with myself when I'm with the people that I'm dating. I'm not dating now, but this is what I was doing before. I wanted to make sure I felt like I could relax around this person. Like I wasn't feeling like they were gonna leave me at any minute. Did I feel secure in their presence? Did I feel like they were really here with me? Do I feel like I can be myself around this person and I'm not gonna be judged, or I'm not gonna be criticized or blamed or whatever I was experiencing before? Do I feel safe with this person? And lastly, number 6, the number 6 thing that I'm looking for now when I'm choosing partners is, am I attracted to them? So I still want to feel attraction for my partner. That is still something that I'm looking for. But notice, that wasn't number 2 on the list. That was down at number 6. It's still something that I'm looking for, but I'm not putting it as the most important thing, because I've realized on this journey that there is so much more that I actually need in a relationship besides being attracted to someone. And that is how I found real love. I switched up my priorities. I went from mainly prioritizing whether I liked someone and felt attracted to them to all of these other things like compatibility, sharing the same values. Do I feel safe around this person? Do I feel like they're genuinely caring about me? And am I still attracted to them? I had to learn a new way to date and figure out if someone was right for me. And you can do this too. But here's the truth. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I wasn't just sitting here doing this by myself. I didn't do this alone. I worked with mentors to help me through this transition, because it's actually not an easy transition to make from going from toxic relationships to healthy ones. I'm actually gonna be making a video about what this transition process actually looks like. But just for now, let me say that it's hard at times. I needed a lot of support to walk me through this process because I had never done this before. I didn't know what to expect. And there were some subconscious things that came up along the way for me. There were some blind spots, and I needed help to see past them, to see beyond them. Otherwise, if I didn't get that help, I probably would have been right back in another toxic relationship, wondering how I ended up here. What happened? What universe is punishing me with these relationships? Get some support. If you're interested in working with me, this is what I help you do in my Living Free, Finding Love program. I walk you through this process of going from bad relationships to real love, and I help you to release any subconscious blocks that might come up along the way that are making it harder for you to be open to these healthy partners. Because you can't just jump from bad relationships to healthy relationships. You have to be in the right place emotionally, and you have to get your subconscious on board. So if you're interested in that, click on the link in the description to learn more about my program. Speaking of dating, do you want to know the best question you can ask to find real love? Check out this video here.